I've said a few times I'm not gonna keep applying for PhDs, but I keep seem to do the opposite there. And there's two reasons. I mean, I want my life to be more of service than it's been. Plus, it'll be a way that with a collaboration with a university, it's more likely that, what I leave behind will be noticed or taken more seriously. But it's also, I'm bored out of my mind. I'm not happy with my life. And if it just doesn't change, again, I keep saying to myself in my head how sweet a terminal diagnosis would be. Can you imagine how shameful that is of you, the norm? Now, one guy at the same university but a different department than some of the vlogs coming online right now in a 5-part. The first 3 are posted on my YouTube today. Today is February 9th, 2025. He said, "Hey, how come this lady from the letter of reference doesn't and I said, well, as far as I know, she's not associated with a PhD program. I haven't heard back from her in a while." And but I'm gonna send an email saying, can we talk like on the phone or video on the computer, because at her university is something that just started, I think, last year. It's a PhD in social sciences, and it's multidisciplinary. I'm reading Second Foundation book of Isaac Asimov. There's a lot of words that he's never used before, from what I've noticed in this series, in that one, that I want to look up and start using, understand and start using. There's a lifelong learner in me, not just a learning specialist. So everything was pretty cool. There's things about the description of that program that is efficient, and it is less red flags than all the other ones. And one of them is, after the first year of being successful, then within the program, you start looking for a supervisor. Instead of kiss the ass, compliment the ego of somebody before, and then pay the fee, and then maybe, those programs right away, red flag, okay? Right away. And by the way, that's the majority. In Canada, anyways. Now, after, let's say, and there's a lot of testing along the way of this one, and it's also blended. More of the 4 years is actually online, which my cat would be happy with. But I'm also happy that twice, I think, 3 weeks, that is full-time. Like, I think 8 to 5 or 9 to 5. Look at the moon. But the only red flag is, and it does contradict some of the things, like, let's say they want to encourage original research and new theories. You would think they'd want to collaborate with me, that this red flag that I noticed wouldn't be an issue. But again, it very likely will be. And I wouldn't want my reference that may still work there to sponsor me, because again, it's sponsoring something that's mostly online and that's that expensive. And here's the thing: domestic fee, $90,000. So I would have to apply for scholarships or loans to help you. And I'm not just talking about university, I'm talking about the species. But it's mostly to help the biosphere from our species, right? Now, I looked at I just put veteran as a category, and one scholarship is $80,000. But again, as I've posted in previous vlogs, I've never gotten a straight answer if I qualify as a veteran. Plus, this program is very strict about a master's degree. Now, will they understand my letter of firing my program, where they just really didn't want to be supervisors? They sabotaged me not completing, not me doing that? Or would they see this, oh, this guy is argumentative? And again, it defeats a lot of the programs that think they're innovative, right? If they kind of easily assume or make judgments without exploring more, right? Because if you read that entire letter and you see the rest of the work I did after, such as completing the Master of Science in Ecocentric Worldview that I created, that has been documented over years online, and finishing with the document of the Time Capsule 2.6 as a good quality document of 8,500 words, that blends, an academic type of writing, but mostly it's a personal manifesto, that shows this is what innovation looks like. This is what a Homo sapien would act like and think like, and that actually promoted one of their own professors wanting to be a reference for me, you would think. But again, money laundering is in academia as much as anything else. So they would have to either tell me really early, because this one I haven't passed the deadline, I think it's in May, but also it starts January of 2026. And one of the things you have to write is career goals. No offense, but by the time I finish this, I'm 60 years old. I don't know, I kind of want to retire. But the thing is I see myself as not having a terminal diagnosis, unfortunately, and have even more energy at that time. So I'll have to really see myself as, and maybe some of my thoughts are I've had enough. But of course these thoughts would change if I'm in a PhD program. Of course I'd have the energy and the motivation to say, wow, there's so many things I can do now. And this university will collaborate with me on it. Canadian University in BC, can you believe it? So that'd be great. But if they are very strict about, let's say, finishing a master's, then I would say, well, you tell me how to finish it. And here's some new ideas, because I kind of am too pissed off about doing the same idea now. And I'll finish it with you during the fall 2025, the thesis portion. They'll say, well, it's not a recognized... Come on, stop. Innovation. My Master of Science Ecocentric Worldview is, well, maybe in 20 years going to be recognized, but it's not going to be from me, it's going to be, or my organizations that are philanthropic, not for profit, but it's going to be from a university that collaborates with me, which could be you. Do you get this catch-22 thing that you create because of capitalism? So anyways, it's not flexible. This must have done a master's degree, and they might want to see that it includes a thesis and not just the graduate diploma that has everything except this thesis, which it's not like I failed. It's like I wrote, I'm not sensing support. I don't think you guys understand or care about what I'm writing about, which again wouldn't happen in this doctorate, because after a year, I'm pretty sure some professors would be impressed and want to collaborate with me on these things and see the value of it. I think I'll send this video to them at some point just to show this is what I have to deal with among the Homo communios proto-societies, and this is how their barriers, which prevents me to help them, are draining, and it actually would be part of a lot of my research. Will they prove me wrong? Will they allow me to collaborate with them so they could be the university that goes down in history as the one that supported the Doctor of Eumenics for his theory, which is a grand unification theory in the social sciences? Will they? I've got a reference from their university. Will they?